SubhanAllah. A low position telling the people, the big people what to do. It doesn't work like this. Nobody accept that. Huh? SubhanAllah. And how about the architect of the universe? You respect an architect to put up a big building here in the kingdom, yes? You respect that. This guy, wow, he spent these years, look what he did, his accomplishments, look at this grand edifice that he's proposing here. Wow. And it's just a human building a little stick out in the desert. But how about when Allah builds a universe, and have you ever really looked at it and thought about the size? How our earth is just a teeny tiny dot compared to some of the suns that are out there. And the suns are teeny tiny dots compared to solar systems that are there in place. And all of it together in the Milky Way is a dot compared to the whole universe. You're like, whoa. And you're going to tell Allah what's ibadah? The end of Ayatul Kursi scares me when I think about it. وَاسِعَ كُرْسِيُّهُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَلَا يَئُودُهُ حِفْظُهُمَا وَهُوَ الْعَلِيُّ الْعَظِيمُ. And what was said about this, and I share this with the Jews and Christians when the time comes to let them think about who is the creator and sustainer of the universe, and we talk about the size of the macro. Look at the universe, look at the solar system, look at the stars, look at it. And then look under the microscope at the molecules, and look and think about the atoms, the protons, neutrons, electrons. Look at what's happening under both of these great magnifiers. You see spheres going in orbits, moving. Both cases, the same system, the same way. Who could do such a thing? Even the scientists today have had to admit there's intelligent design, and they call it ID. You have no room to argue in the favor of atheism anymore. You can't, because they've admitted themselves that there's something else out there, something bigger, something much more than they know. On our website, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, we have videos that were done by Shaikh Zandani with the great scientists of the world. And we put them there. They're in English, and we invite people, go and watch. And they come away shaking their heads going, what can I say? What can I say? Atheists come back and their tongue doesn't move anymore. They stop insulting Allah with the tongue that Allah gave them. Because in number 7, we have 7 of them on there, 6 or 7. The last one, all of them saying, this must be from Allah. The Quran has to come from Allah. Some of you have seen those. But the last one is the amazing one, because during the speech, he stops and he says, I guess it's time for me to say, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. An atheist scientist accepts Islam right there in front of their eyes. What can they say? What can they do? It's there. So, when we're explaining, we're just taking it easy, but we're leading up to what? We're always leading up to the relationship between them and Allah. What should be the relationship between the master and the servant? Because that's the relationship implied by the word Islam. Immediately, the word Islam comes from the verb aslama, which comes from the root silm, sin lam mim. And you ask some of the Muslims that speak some English, what does Islam mean? What does it mean? They say, Islam means peace. May Allah guide them. This is so easy for a detractor of Islam to hurt you, to put you down if you say that. Really? Islam means peace? Oh yeah? Then how come when you greet each other you say Salam Alaikum instead of Islam Alaikum? You just messed up. What will you do now? Because you've lost credibility. You said something that they can point to and say, he doesn't know. Let's go. He doesn't know. Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye. So take it easy and think before you open your mouth. Muslims are commanded not to answer questions unless you really know the answer, and you don't know the answer unless you know the source and the location. Otherwise, you say, I don't know, but we can find out. That's what we're supposed to say. There are 3 words in the English language that the people of the West have a difficult time saying. Very difficult time to say. And that's evident when a man gets married and he goes to work and then all of a sudden he gets a phone call at work. And I thank the brother that turned his phone on so that I could play into that. That was just on time. I know he only did that for that purpose. Obviously, he's going to turn it off, as are all of you. MashaAllah. MashaAllah. Allah guide us. He gets a phone call at work, and he's embarrassed. It's his wife checking up on him, you know. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Okay, I have to get back to work now. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'll pick it up on the way home. Okay, bye. Huh? Yeah. Me too. Yeah. No. Honey, I'm at work, and yeah. Me too. You know. All the folks are looking at him now going, and he goes, I love you too. It's hard. Real hard. He can't. I don't know why people in the West, they just don't want to say I love you. They don't. We say it all the time. I love you for Allah. We say it all the time to each other. And when we're with our families, it's no problem. I love you. It's easy. I love my children. I say I love you. We don't have a problem with those 3 words. But we have a problem with 3 other words. We just cannot say these 3 words. Somebody come up to you and ask you a question. Any question about Islam, right away. Even if you don't know. Why? Because the 3 words we can't say is, I don't know. I think it was Imam Malik who had a visitor who came, I think, from Yemen, and they asked some questions, and out of the questions they asked, a lot of them he didn't have the answer for, and he said, I don't have the answer to these. And they said, how are we going to go back, and what are we going to tell the people when we go back? We didn't get the answer. He said, you tell them Imam Malik doesn't know the answer to those questions. Who here thinks they know more about Islam than Imam Malik? Anybody? Okay, so why we can't say, I don't know? People have much more respect for you than if you guess and say the wrong thing. Islam does not mean peace. And if you say it, you'll be eating those words before you end your conversation, because they'll throw it right back in your face. Islam is something better and bigger and carries a lot more weight than just the word peace in English. Islam contains 5 English words all at once that work together in a system: surrender, submission, obedience, sincerity, and peace. So peace is in there, yes. But it's not peace on earth, goodwill to man. Not peace in the Middle East. It's peace between you and Almighty Allah. And you don't get that until you do the other 4. And subhanAllah, even some Muslims don't have that. They don't think about it. A person tell you, I'm a Muslim. You say, okay. But We've been working with you here on the job for a number of years. We didn't know you were a Muslim. When we go